It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Dogfish Head, and it's a bottle of their Burton Baton IPA at 10% ABV. An oak aged Imperial India Pale Ale. Now this is very interesting. Let me show you the bottle cap first. I've not had a proper Dogfish Head beer in a good couple of years. Now, the reason why this beer is so interesting, let me show you. This special ale is a 2-thread blend of young and wood-aged Imperial IPA. So on the one hand, they've oak-aged an IPA, so you're going to get all of that oakiness, all of that lovely woodiness out of the beer. Maybe some whiskey. But in doing that, with them aging that beer, the hop presence in that beer will shrink. It'll get smaller as time goes on. To counter that, what they've done, they've added to the beer, they've blended some young IPA with the beer to reboost, to re-energize that hoppy sensation that we should be expecting from a 10% Imperial India Pale Ale. So, very interesting beer here. If you asked me to review this beer maybe 3 or 4 years ago, I wouldn't have the slightest clue what I am talking about right now, 3, 4, 5 years on. It's just through the experience of brewing with other brewers, brewing in my kitchen and speaking to brewers, that I now completely understand what they've done here with this beer. I've not read any brewing books. I've not read any manuals. It's just mainly experience in my kitchen, drinking 700 beers, speaking to brewers, and brewing myself. So, what do we have? Classic India Pale Ale look. It's got it's an amber colour, no doubt it's an amber colour, but it's got a slight red hue to the beer. Nice carbonation, slightly hazy, ever so slightly hazy, a small 1-finger white head. Let's get the aroma then. Let's see if we can pick up some of that oak over the fresh hoppy IPA. My goodness me. Wow, this smells absolutely phenomenal. And after 1700 beers, I don't think I've experienced a nose on a beer like this before. I'm getting like a cherry aroma, oaky, woody aroma, but with a super, super fresh hop wallop, if you like, of hops going up my nose, of lemon and grapefruit and peach and mango and all these other lovely flavours that get produced by the hop in the beer. This is going to be something to savour, I can tell. Let's dive in. Cheers. Oh, woo! Woo! Blimey! Wow! 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 I was like a boxer for a split second. Up against... I'm in the ring. On the one side of the corner, there's an oak barrel. On the other side is a giant hop. No, I'm not on drugs. and they both come at the same time, and they kind of smash into my face, and bang! What an unbelievable sensation. Flavour, bang, wallop, wood, oak, hoppiness, even honey, cherry. Oh my goodness me. Now this gives me a major headache, because I probably got about 5 minutes to stand here and drink this beer in front of you guys and try and break this beer down. This super complex beer, I've got about 5 minutes to break down this absolute maze of a beer. Wow. Okay, whiskey, oak, honey, the obvious lemon peel, the obvious grapefruit. Then there's a sweetness. Then there's a hoppiness. And let's go again. The carbonation's uplifting, spreads the beer around the palate, produces an amazing foray, explosion of one of age, an oak aged beer, and one of fresh hop. It's such a headache. This is such a headache of a beer. And I don't mean this in a major headache of a massive macro brewery headache after drinking 4 of their beers. I don't mean that in the slightest. What I mean by that is just this complexity, this maze. It's like, I feel like Alice in Wonderland. I've just taken a sip of this beer and I've just fallen down the rabbit hole. It's so complex, such a complex beer. I've not even spoken about the mouthfeel. The mouthfeel on this beer is incredible. It's not quite a big sticky resinous on the lips mouthfeel. It's more of a, you could almost say that it was refreshing, but not quite refreshing, because it's still got a great medium body. It's something to savour. I would probably need, if I'm honest, a good 2 hours to fully, pardon me, sit and dissect this beer. It's amazing stuff. Absolutely amazing. I mean, it's, on the one hand, what I try and do with a big hoppy beer like this is I try and push the hops to one side for a moment, and I try and concentrate on all the oakiness and the woodiness. But if you've just seen then in that last taste, I pushed it over a little bit too much and I forgot about it. And then that taste, then it was just that big smacking. I was trying to concentrate on the oak and the honey and it's bound to be either a whiskey barrel aged beer, or I'm pretty sure it's bourbon or whiskey barrel oak aged beer barrel. But yeah, what I was trying to say is I was trying to block the hops out just to try and dissect this beer and try and get my hands in there and pull it apart and fully explain it. But the hops caught me on surprise for that taste. It was just too much of an onrush that bang, it kind of hit my part of my brain that I was trying to block it out from. I think I'm probably talking a little bit too much now. I think what I should be telling you guys is that this is one amazing beer. It's absolutely outstanding. It's one beer that I will never forget. That is one beer that I will remember forever. It's a great beer. Dogfish Head, they produce some of the best beers in the world, and there's a reason why they've got to be in such a size on their fan page on Facebook and their Instagram feed and their Twitter feed, and the size of the brewery and the amount of interest in their beer. It's because they brew great beer. I think with this brewery they will always brew great beer. It will never be a case of we are too big, we need to dilute. That will never happen with this brewery. This beer, Bourbon Batch, it's an obvious 10 out of 10. I just wish I could find more words to describe this absolutely outstanding beer. Please go and try it. Put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer reviews, and cheers.